Manchester United 3, Tottenham 2. I'm joined by Stephen Howson. Good result that for Man United, and obviously hat-trick for Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest goal scorer of all time.
There's your headline.
Official.
There's your headline.
Yeah.
Well, Pele's playing five-a-side with his daughter.
He's just scored another one on FIFA. He's gone back ahead of Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's fair play.
But in terms of professional football goals,
okay.
Ronaldo, the greatest of all time.
Still people say the jury's out on him.
Yeah.
Still people say he was a bad signing this summer. I think it's very easy and low-level analysis to look at him and say, well, because he's played shit, let's be honest. And I would have dropped him in some games.
Yeah.
I'd have dropped him for the derby, so I wasn't overly shocked when he was, to be honest. But obviously at some other times, you pick him. You absolutely pick him. Without him, we'd have been in the shit. And I think people's really, really, really like rudimentary analysis on it was, well, we came second last year. What changed? Ronaldo changed. Okay, but that's not really giving you the full story. He's had shit games.
Yeah.
And, he is droppable, in my opinion. Maybe reality is not the same, but he's droppable. And today he was very good. Very, very good.
Proper, like, classic Ronaldo, wasn't it? Where not just is he getting the goals, but he's having shots. He's like on the last man.
The one Lloris saved near post might have been the best of the lot.
Yeah, the toe poke. That was brilliant because he took it so quick. At first I thought, he's not got enough on that, but he was trying to send him the wrong way, wasn't he? And he just read it well, Lloris. But he had that one. He had the one across Lloris when he was basically the only one up front. Obviously the header maybe my favourite to be honest, the header. But that first one, 25 yards out.
Well, the header, the fact it was a set piece.
Yeah, exactly. Corner, straight in.
Two out of 150, Joe. We've turned the corners.
It's not bad, is it?
You missed them a pun then.
Oh, sorry.
We've turned the corners.
Oh, very nice. I like that. That's good.
See, I'm disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
That's easily in your wheelhouse.
I know. I was talking over you. It's my fault. I apologise. The rest of the game, then, I'll be honest. I thought Fred was almost as good as Ronaldo in terms of.
He was better than Pogba.
He was. Yeah. Well, that's what I want to talk about. Fred is obviously he has one of those.
Fred
games
as a
every
number
20.
8 in Ralph's system has got the potential to do that because he's given permission to run about like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But there's more than that. There's more. Wait, there's more.
Okay.
Like, when you play him as a 6, obviously he adds certain things defensively, but in possession, he looks like he's just read about what to do and never tried it.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he doing in the opposition half, though? Like, it's literally like he crosses the halfway line and remembers how to play football. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe in Brazil, they only play in that half. So he knows what to do in that half. He doesn't know what to do when it's in our half. He's pulling off fucking back heels. He's fucking dribbling through people. You're just thinking, who the fuck's that in Fred's shirt?
I know. Well, Pogba, probably, because he played like a normal, like a Fred number 6 performance today. Slow on the ball, giving the ball away. The amount of times he wants to do this thing where he gets the ball, pushes someone off, takes a touch, looks up, and then passes it. They were just too fast for him. They just closed him down.
You ain't got time for that shit.
No, and it was almost the same performance that we saw against Atletico, where he just stifled and stifled and stifled. Do you think it's just still coming back from injury, still slow to the game, or is it just an example of the type of performance we've seen from Paul Pogba down the years?
It'd be wrong to label his entire second tenure at United as that, because he's been very good and he's been very ordinary at times as well, and he's been bad. We've had the full spectrum with him. I think the decision that's clearly already been made and been outed today by his little personal coach on social media this morning, he's out in the open. You don't want to be here. He's going. And I think that can affect a performance. Yeah. When you have to dig in and you have to do the right decisions, you have to play for the team rather than playing for yourself, that's harder to do if you're thinking when to book my moving thingy and what I'm going to do about taking my fucking cars over. Like, if that's in the back of your mind, I think that can be a big distraction for a player, mate.
Yeah, especially when you think like the difference between a great player or a very good player and a great player is 2-3%, and its consistency is one of the biggest differences. If you're losing a couple percent because your head's not in it, or you think, I'm not going to go for that because if I get injured, if I do my knee, I'm not going to sign for Real Madrid. That can make a difference, can't it? Just quickly on the defensive side of things, it was a weird game in that I didn't think we conceded too many chances. And yet
talk to me about this, because I know
goals.
you guys, obviously, when we're doing the watch-alongs, I know you guys don't have the audio on. So you won't have seen the analysis afterwards. And I haven't seen what you guys said. Run me through your thoughts surrounding the Maguire OG.
So I thought he has to go for it. Romero's got a tap in the back or in the middle of the goal otherwise. I didn't quite see how he got his feet the way he did. In my head, he could have it looked like his foot was kind of planted in the ground when it hit him. Presumably, he could have sorted his feet slightly better there, but he's in an unenviable position where he has to do something. He's sticking his leg out, it goes in the back of his net. We've seen it a load of times. It's one of them, to me, where I thought it wasn't great defending, but generally speaking, that's going to happen to a defender occasionally. It just so happens he's also had a shit season around it.
Interesting. Gary Neville and Roy Keane seem to go with the same analysis and sort of almost dismissed it by simply saying, like, he had to go for it like that.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, but I think if you roll it back 1 second, he gets flat-footed as the line moves.
Yeah, well, maybe that makes sense.
And the line moves and he kind of stays 1 metre, 2 metres further towards the 6-yard box. Right. And that's why he lunges as he's getting back, because he's not kept up with the play. If he kept up with the play, he's side on. As the ball comes in, it's a right-footed clearance.
It's an easy side foot, yeah.
And for me, that's incorrect analysis. You've got to look at why isn't he alert to a fucking Spurs player coming down to the byline? What the fuck do you think's going to happen in that scenario? As a defender, as a central defender, you got to protect your front post. So there's no excuse for you to not, especially if he's looked to his side, which he should have done. I don't remember if he did, but he should have been aware of where he was, knowing that there's a cross on there, knowing he's got to get across that. But also, you just got to protect your front post. If from that position it's dragged back to the 6-yard box, it's not your fault. That's what you've almost got to think of. You've got to. This is where having a team that works as a team and trusts as a team. Rio's really good at giving detail on the podcast. One of the things that he always spoke about was he'd have a conversation with Van der Sar, and they would say, right, if it's Torres, if it's Suarez, he's left-footed, he's right-footed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show him either on his strong or his weak foot, and I'm gonna almost delay my tackle on him. So I don't do that big lunge and he put through my legs. He goes, that's not happening. I'm not doing that. I'm going to almost like leave the door open. You be in the door. And he goes, and I'm going to cover 3/4 of the net. If it comes back through my legs, my fault. You be in that little meter. And then you go, why do they have a record-breaking number of clean sheets?
Great players with great communication and great teammates backing him up. I think that, like I said, his foot positioning was the thing that I wasn't quite sure, and obviously that's what you're basically saying there. The one thing I would say is, if you look at Ronaldo's second goal, Tottenham centre-backs almost get a free pass because they were nowhere near him. If they'd have been closer to Ronaldo and ended up putting
the cross from Sancho.
If they'd have been closer to Ronaldo and ended up putting the ball in the back of the net, they'd get more criticism than not even being near him. So I think the fact that Romero was free in the middle of the box isn't Maguire's fault, but yes, his footwork was
it was a great ball. Was it Matic played the first ball?
Matic to Sancho, Sancho to Ronaldo.
Sancho took one touch.
Incredible.
When players, Paul Pogba could learn this.
Yeah.
Play 1 and 2 touch stuff. Like he almost feels like, I need to get it, beat that guy, and then play an outside of the foot pass around the corner that gets an assist. No, you don't. He's got the ability that if he really simplified his game. Roy Keane played the most basic game in the history of basic games. I'm going to pass it from me to you, and I'm going to have a 100% pass rate with that, and I'm going to get it from here, and I'm going to send it forward. I'm going to have 9 out of 10 out of those, right? And I'm going to get 91% pass accuracy throughout this game. And I'm going to cover my man, and I'm not going to lunge in. Sometimes I'm going to lunge in. Sometimes I'm going to kick someone. But for the most part, I'm going to be doing my basics, and I'm going to do them flawlessly, and I'm going to do them consistently. And that's why he was the greatest captain the Premier League's ever seen and one of the greatest midfielders the Premier League's ever seen. Pogba seems to want to always do the extras, always want to be like, is the camera on me now? Okay, let's go. Yeah. Whereas if he comes in and if he'd have played that ball Matic played, dick's out. If he'd have played the cross that Sancho played, dick's out. Yeah. But he's taking 2 or 3 touches there, maybe even trying to shoot himself. Sancho's in a really good vein of form at the moment. I think that deserves highlighting.
Yeah, worth knowing. And just before we go, Ronaldo, like I said, the greatest scorer of all time. Is he the best player of all time for you?
He is, and people want to annoy at Messi because they're drawn to the dribbling side of the game. I think what makes Ronaldo the best has been his versatility. That Argentinian team, and for some reason people really dismiss that Argentinian team. It's fucking dripping in talent. Just start reeling off some of the names of people that he's played with, from Di Maria to Aguero, right? And that's only recently.
Cambiasso, Lavezzi.
Throughout the length of his career, unreal.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's had nanny for the most part. Latterly, they've brought in Neves, Moutinho, and Bruno, but he won trophies. Where was it? Fucking Nuno Gomes was his fucking partner or whatever.
Yeah.
And Pepe at 90. Like, I think you could have put prime Ronaldo at Stoke with Pulis and he'll score 40
I think
goals.
you could put him in any team in any division in the world and he is...
Maybe not now.
No, not now, but at his best.
I'd say 22 to 34. That 12-year period, that Ronaldo could play for fucking Paddock and score 50 goals at the top level.
I think he's the best player in every team in every era as well, the way he plays.
Messi needed and had that Barcelona team around him. But he was also in that Barcelona team with literally second and third place Ballon d'Or winners. Xavi and Iniesta were literally in that team around him. Now, Messi was still the best player in that team, and he's done things that are ungodly with a football.
Unbelievable.
I just think that he really needs the team built around him. And I think we saw that with Argentina, the fact that they won a Copa America eventually with him. But I think they should have won a lot more with him. Now, it's not his fault, but I also think that he flattered to deceive and didn't turn up in those games, whereas Ronaldo's really turned up for internationally. He's done it in the Premier League. He was he did it record-breaking goal scorer in Serie A, which is fucking well hard to do, and he did it 35 to 36. Yeah. He's come back to the Premier League. He's Manchester United's leading scorer by a fucking mile. He's scoring hat-tricks. Did he break the record for the oldest hat-trick?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Teddy Sheringham still got it.
I'm not sure. I didn't hear that one.
Teddy Sheringham played till he was like 91, didn't he? So, he's still performing. If he manages to get United through against Atletico, he's incredible.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Right, that's going to be all from us. Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest goal scorer of all time. He's still been a little bit shit. But a hat-trick wins the day for Manchester United against Spurs. Hit subscribe if you aren't already and like the video as well. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. Thank you for joining us at home. We'll see you in a bit.